What is up? It's Coach Nick here, and I'm going to be taking you through one of my lower body training sessions so you guys can see how I train, the intention, all that. So first thing we're doing is I'm going through a little bit of a hip warm-up and a hip mobility priming session. So just starting off with a little bit of 90-90s, and now I'm going to get into more of my isometrics and trying to target some internal rotation here. So I'm doing two different movements. I'm going to do a 30-second hold on each side for this. I'm trying to keep my chest as upright as I possibly can and trying to keep that knee on the ground as I rotate that heel up towards my head. And then you can see I'm showing you right now, here are some of the other movements I did. So for the hip flexor, going up and over, a little bit of psoas training. And then I move into, after that, a little bit of glute bridges and some single leg glute bridges. And then I'll finish it off with some glute bridge marches for some hip stability and just getting everything activated and really fired up and ready to go. So after I get through with the 90-90s, and you can see right here I have my knee off the ground, so this is a little bit of a harder variation. Just really trying to get glute meats to turn on. So when I get into more of my power explosive base work, they're doing their job and keeping everything stable. Now the last piece to this all is just a lying side raise, where I'm going to be doing a couple of hip circles. Here I'm just trying to rotate the foot in a little bit, and then I'm going about 10 hip circles in one direction, and then I'm going to get into 10 hip circles on the other direction, and then I'll lift it up a little bit, really just getting everything going. I would say if this is challenging for you, then you definitely need to work on your glute med strength. So give it a shot and let me know what you think overall.
Yeah, so after my primers and kind of warm up, then for my lower body days, I'll typically go into a yielding iso for my patella tendons because there's something that just need work. I'm holding about 45 seconds. The reason I'm doing this before I get into my dynamic warm-up is because dynamic warm-up is going to be a little bit more high impact. And look, I just got to get my tendons ready, and when isometrics will basically help reduce some pain and get it more ready to go in as simple terms as I can possibly explain it. But they suck ass because you gotta hold forever and it's gotta be heavy. So I'm doing 2 sets of yielding where you're just holding against weight for as long as you can, and then I'm gonna do 1 to 2 sets of overcoming isos to really try to strengthen the tendon at a deeper range of motion, and then I'll get into my dynamic right after that. I was only planning on doing 1 set of overcoming isos, but my fucking alarm went off and shut the video off. So here it is so you guys can see. just trying to save time by getting a couple of different movements in at the same time. I'm already pretty warm. All right, now I'm just getting into some extensive plyometrics, like ankle work, basically. First set, I'm usually like pretty easy, just trying to work on like rhythm, coordination, timing, not fucking up. And then second set, I'll start to pick it up a little bit. But I gotta test this shit out because we'll see how the body responds. And now I'm trying to transition faster, attacking the ground. It's a good first one. Should be tiring though. Some of y'all fly through your plyometrics with like a rapid ass heart rate. Fucking up. Take your sweet ass time with the plyos. It's all about intention. That's how you're gonna get better adaptation. Plyos are not a conditioning drill. They'll get your heart rate up if you're doing a ton of extensive, but you want to be fresh, especially with like the big jumps for sure. So I'm like in more of a foundational accumulation type phase right now. So all my plyometrics are super regressed, like back to the basics, basic strength shit right now. There's like a lot of athletes, like they think, all right, I gotta do the more advanced shit, which is good. Like you'll see some progress for sure. But if you just trying to keep chasing the more advanced, like, and you never go back to the basics and back to the beginning, you're never gonna raise your floor higher, right? So like what I try to do with my training is we have the floor, which is, you know, foundational, basic strength, regress plyometrics, joint stability, like the isos and shit, basic shit. And then we progress strength and power, then we progress like the explosive athlete style shit, and then there's like a peaking phase that we typically get into. And then once we run through that, right, we like a hit more and more like power, athletic performance, that stuff. Ceiling started here, now we're here. And a simple way to think of it is now I go back to the basics and I try to bring that floor back up to the top. That's what we're doing right now, is we're going back to the basics, trying to raise that ceiling or raise that floor. Notice I'm not fucking cheating these box jumps either, bending my knees and shit. I'm gonna get some clean from blocks. I'm gonna kind of weave in some vertical jump stuff as my main kind of plyometric or intensive plyometric. I don't know, for me, after doing a couple cleans, like I feel a little bit better. I can jump a little bit higher. So I'm gonna do a couple of my warm-up sets while I'm doing my jumps. And then I'm gonna cut the jumps and just get after some of the clean. Oh. Maybe swapping for hang cleans here soon. Scrape the fuck out of my links. God damn. I'm a fucking idiot. I wore the wrong fucking shorts. I gotta change bars. This has gotta be a better bar. Oh, thanks. What I'm doing with the power cleans and a box jump is like a modified contrast set. One, look, I just need to save fucking time right now. I gotta call and like have like an hour to work out. Plus filming, it takes a lot of time. Two, I found this for me as like a more force dominant, bigger muscle kind of athlete compared to elastic, is that when I do like more power, higher bar speed type movements and take that into a jump or plyometric, I typically jump farther and higher compared to like a traditional contrast set, which is like pretty fucking heavy, like 85%, and then jump. For me, I feel like I don't really get much out of the heavy strength stimulus. I get more out of the power stuff, so that's why I'm doing it right here. Save time, that, and it's fun. And then like I don't even go immediately into the plyometrics anymore. I used to. But if I feel tired or my legs feel fatigued and at all, I rest, 30, 45 seconds up to a minute, and then I do it. So it doesn't have to be like immediate. Like right there, I felt a little fatigued. I was gonna go into the next one, but I felt a little fatigued, so now I'm gonna rest so I get the most out of it. Was it higher? And today I'm really only going to be doing 2 sets of everything. There's one. I got practice tonight for rugby, and then on Saturday we have a 7's tournament. So I'm not trying to be sore. I'm treating this more as like a primer. Keep the muscles and shit turning, feeling good. Not trying to destroy myself. So you can see a lot of the shit I'm gonna do is gonna be like more dynamic effort, more power focused today. I gotta get my fucking wrist through. I tried grabbing the bar too tight, and that's where my wrist's gonna go through. Usually I let it roll into my fingers more and help get my elbows through. See if I can do it right this time for you guys. Do a box squat, like a higher box squat, just so I can load and get a strength stimulus. But the box squats are nice because they take a little bit of the eccentric portion of it out. So typically you can push load high, get a high strength stimulus. You don't really get sore from them. So we're gonna do it. Let's get it. All right, I'm doing some banded overspeed kettlebells swings today, not for any special reason or anything like that. It's just literally 72 pounds is the highest or heaviest kettlebell they have, so I'm just trying to get a little bit of extra resistance. Yeah, the bands will help throw it down a little bit faster, but nothing, it's not crazy. All right, now we're on to a little bit of hip flexor and groin. All right. This could be more like tune-up, hip flexor groin. I'm only gonna do one set, 15 to 20 reps. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Right side feels weaker. Not as powerful. I treat this more like mobility than strength. Just trying to be fluid. And getting some deeper end ranges. Just a little bit of load. All right, y'all, that's it. That's my little tune-up session before practice, going to games this weekend. If you like this style of content and want to see more of it, just let me know down below. If you have any questions down below, ask them. I'll be going into the video as much as I can in the comment section and answering them. Fucking like and subscribe, brother.